Well, hello. This is as cozy as it gets. I mean, I could light a candle or something, but they're all Christmas scented, and this isn't really a Christmas story, so I didn't want to do that. Hopefully, my mic is not rubbing against my hoodie. Hello, Mr. Microphone. Today is Thursday, the 4:35, the 7th of whatever, November. We're doing the November writing diaries. If you're new here and come upon this video um, randomly, because there's quite a high click-through rate of the impressions, but nobody actually stays to watch. Possibly because I don't actually tell you who I am or why I'm making videos. So, my name's Ian Henderson. I'm writing book 2 this month of my sci-fi crime thriller series, IIC Emile Lassalle. It happens in space, in a new system, and in every book, there's a different murder. It's kind of like watching Midsummer Murders or Death in Paradise or Vera Stanhope or, listening to cats scream outside your door. It's just like listening to cats scream outside your door. So for this month, I'm going to do my best to finish the book. Well, start and finish the book all in 1 month. The nano thing. And it should be about 60K by the time I'm finished. It might be 65. It might only be 55, and I'll have to flesh it out a bit. That's perfectly fine. I have tomorrow, Friday off, and obviously Saturday and Sunday I have off as well. So we're not doing the greatest at the moment. We're hovering around 4,200 words. But I'm hoping that tonight and the next 3 days will bring us back up to speed so that we're on track for the month. I forget, I don't know, maybe it's like 2,500 words a day or something that I have to write. I don't know what it is. I could do the math. I don't feel like it. You do the math if you want to know. So I'll come back to you either at the end of the night or tomorrow, and I'll give you a snapshot of what was accomplished today. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye. Good morning. It's Friday, November something, 8th. It's 10 o'clock. Off to a slow start this morning. It is a day off for me, as I said. I honestly spent most of the morning um, figuring out a better unit of measure than astronomical units for space travel in the new system. Again, as soon as I start talking, the cat starts screaming like it wants to participate. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, so again, reminder, this is a sci-fi, but it's a murder mystery. It's mostly about the murder mystery, but we've got to get from place to place. It has to be realistic, and so I needed a unit of measure. Now, this is a newly discovered system. They've discovered five so far. This is the fifth, I believe. So none of these people have ever been to Earth or our solar system. An astronomical unit, it equals one, is the average distance between the Earth and the Sun. And the whole idea of that is that it's an easy number to use and people can picture it. So if something is half an AU away, people will be like, okay, half the distance from Earth to the Sun. So it's very much like Americans using football fields to measure everything. It's something you can picture, and it's fine. But because none of the other systems that have been discovered so far actually have an Earth analog planet, AUs or LAUs, which would be local astronomical units, because now we're in a different system, they would never have used those. Because, yes, there are planets in this system, but none of them are inhabitable. None of them are like Earth, so there isn't that easy common unit of measure. So I'm mostly going, well, we're going with LAUs for verbal communication because it's easier. But the actual instruments will run on the base will be a meter, but it'll be gigameters and terameters. I think that's as high up as we're going. And then we'll get into light years if we're going further than that. And then redshift in the next series. So I will do my best to get a few more words in. I had to rewrite some stuff after I figured out all the unit of measure I wanted to use here. We'll try to get some words in, as many as I can, all day long. And the same with tomorrow and Sunday. I do have to start curing the pork belly so that I can make bacon, so that I can smoke the bacon next weekend. So I might take you along for that, maybe silence the camera or something while I fiddle about with all the curing salts and such. Okay, we'll see in a bit. I may also decide to clean this office during a break, so I might set up the camera for that. I don't know. You know more than I do because you're about to watch whatever comes next. See ya. Okay, so it's 3:51. A few minutes before 4. Let's take a look at our project. Writing history. Scrivener is not like the greatest for reporting this stuff. It says I've only done 1020. So 1020. Total for the manuscript 6234 is what it says. Fine. I don't care. Whatever it says is fine. It doesn't really matter. Um, I just came off a stream with Cody the writer. It was an impromptu pop up thing where he wanted some motivation to get some writing done, and I was already writing, so hey, we jump on. It was great. A lot of nice people in the chat. And then he's going on again tonight with a bunch of people. So we'll do that too in, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, whenever that happens. So I hope everyone's enjoying themselves and getting some good words in, making progress towards the end of the month goal. Yeah, that was uplifting. See, I'm a positive person. I can be cozy and positive. I'm not a condescending jerk, you know, like all old people are presumed to be. I just want to support everyone, see everyone achieve their dreams and goals. What's that in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs? The altruistic, a little bit altruistic. Maybe that's pompous. Whatever. You got to work. I'm not going to give you praise if you're not working. Work. I'll praise you. Great. The end. See you later. Okay, so we're at the end of our day. It's 9:40. I've basically been writing for 12 hours, which is something. I just came out of a stream with Cody, Natalie, Becca, and Jasmine. That was nice. Chat was a little random and fast moving. Even during the sprints, I wasn't really paying attention to it, but every once in a while I'd look over and Jesus, there was like 50 more messages. It was crazy. So good for Cody et al. For keeping up with that. So total for the day is 2562, which, daily total, great. 2562, it's nice. But for 12 hours, I mean, it's not that great. But honestly, look, I know people are just like, throw the words down. It doesn't matter. You're just telling yourself the story. Well, I know this will sound incorrect to a lot of people, but to me, I want to take this draft and give it to beta readers when I'm done. I don't want to spend 2 or 3 months revising this before I send it off to other people. So, no, I'm not like writing and then going back and editing. What I'm doing is really thinking about every single sentence before I put it down. And because it's a sci-fi, there's a lot of technical stuff. It's this book, this is book 2 of my sci-fi crime thriller series. This takes place on the farm band as I described, so it's a farm. I have to make sure that the farm stuff is accurate too and has a scientific leaning to it that I also have to get right, so that all of this is, I mean, assuming that some of these technologies have actually been invented in the future, I have to assume that or have to describe things as if they were actually plausible. I need my murder mystery component, which is 90% of the book. I need all of that to make sense. I need the way the bodies were found, the way the injuries are described. Um, what's it called? Method of something. Method of injury has to be correct. So, and then all of the characters from the previous book have to be consistent between books. I don't want to go back and fix these things. So, as I'm writing, I'm really thinking before I put anything down. And there are no placeholders in my book. There's not like name this thing later or like XX. None of that exists. Everything I have to come up with solidly or for real on the spot and put it in. And that's my choice. You don't have to do any of this. It's just how I've decided to go about this. Because there's a few beta readers from book one that are really looking forward to book two. And I don't want them to have to wait like 2 years while I edit and fact check and blah, 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 this whole thing. If I can do it now and just happen to write slightly fewer words per day. So that's what I'm doing. Will I meet my goal? I don't know. 1296 is apparently my daily average. But this is only my first day, like full-time writing, and I missed the first 3 days of November writing. So, you know what? I probably won't, I certainly don't have time or the energy to edit this video now. So I'll probably incorporate Saturday and Sunday's progress. And then we'll see what our daily average is then. And then maybe I'll do the math to see if we're still on track or back on track, because I missed those first 3 days. See if we're back on track for finishing this thing by the end of the month. Again, the first book only took 2 weeks, but it was all fresh. This is something different. I almost feel like I have to get this done in November because of the whole thing surrounding November. Whereas book one I wrote in May and I just did it, and I didn't even honestly know that AuthorTube existed back in May. I'd done a tiny bit of research on novel structure. That's it, really. And then I was just like, you know what? F it. Let's write a book. So I did that. And that's why you won't see any advice on this channel. I'm not educated enough in creative writing to actually offer advice. I make all this stuff up as I go along. I do what feels right to me. My only experience in writing, besides writing stream of consciousness beatnik nonsense when it's not nonsense, I actually quite enjoyed it, but writing that kind of stuff when I was young, my only other experience is writing scientific reports. So, a lot of scientific reports. So these two books, they lean a little bit more in that direction, rightly or wrongly, but that's how they lean. So I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll try to get started a little bit earlier tomorrow morning, and we'll check in with you guys then. Thank you very much for watching Friday. Bye.